So here we are in the map. The map is called VCTF Necropolis, and we are going to place an actor on this bridge and have him run across the bridge. So go ahead and open your content browser and let's go to characters here. And we're going to look for this cathode guy. We can't see it right now because the particle system filter is toggled on. And so what we need to do is just go ahead and click the all button. And there is cathode. We're going to click on him. We can close the asset browser right now, even though he remains selected in the asset browser. So what you want to make sure is where you place him is highlighted before you place him. Otherwise he'll go somewhere and you'll have to place him again and it'll just be a mess. So right click, go to add actor, skeletal mesh actor. There he is. Only problem is now he's facing the wrong direction. So what we're going to need to do is move him up and spin him around because we want him to run the other way. So I'm going to click rotate. I'm going to change my degrees to 90. 1, 2, and then I'm going to come back down and I'm going to change it to 6 degrees again. There you go, looking good. Except I want to move him back, maybe into the dark, so when he busts out, like he busts out of the dark into the light, and it's a little bit more dramatic. I'm just going to move him up a little bit because he looks like he was down on the floor, which is no problem. So I'm going to open Kismet. And remember, Kismet is the visual scripting system built into the Unreal Engine. And so we're going to learn how to move really fast here inside Kismet. It's very basic. To drag the screen around, all you need to do is hold your left mouse button and drag it around. And then to zoom in and out, you're going to hold down both mouse buttons and you're going to zoom in and out. And that's basically how you move around in Kismet. Pretty simple. So now we're going to right click and we're going to create a new matinee. And matinee is where all the animation and the action goes down for cinematics. So I'm just going to right click here any moment now and say new matinee. All right, there it is. I'm going to double click it. Alright, so here's matinee. We can close Kismet. We don't need that anymore. Alright, matinee is very simple. You have your play, loop, stop, reverse. You have your speed controls. And then your curve editor, which we'll talk about a little later maybe. Alright, then you have your timeline down here. And I'm going to start by dragging the time out. And I think our animation is going to be a little bit more than 5 seconds. So I'll drag it out to 15 seconds here. And the red is the stop and the green is the area that you want to use. Okay, so I need to make sure my mesh is selected. I'm going to right click right here. I'm going to say new skeletal mesh group. I'm going to call this guy Cathode. Alright, so I've created a new group inside matinee. Alright, we have two tracks. We have movement and we have the anim track. Now first the movement track. Once you've created that movement track and it has the keyframe it creates automatically, you have to create another keyframe in order to move your guy. So if I move him without creating a keyframe, if I move my slider again, he's just going to snap back to the original position because that is the only coordinates he knows right now until I give him another keyframe saying move to this other spot over here. If I were to delete the movement track, okay, just by right clicking and say delete track, and then I can move him wherever I want. And if I move the time slider, nothing's gonna happen. He's not gonna move back or anything. So I'll just go ahead and create a new movement track, move it to the top of the list, and I want him to be in the dark again, so I'm gonna just delete this really fast. Snaps back. That was kind of weird. Okay, let's go ahead and add another movement track, last one, and we'll move it up using the up arrow key. Alright, so there we have our first keyframe. So now let's talk about the anim track for a second. What that's going to do is that's going to allow us to pick from the anim set that we give this group. Okay, and to add the anim set to the group, we need to first show the properties list, which is hidden because of some real estate problems I'm having here. So to add an anim set, you click this green button over here, add, and that's going to present you that anim set group. You need to go to your content browser. All right, and I am going to filter for animation sets in characters, and like I said, these are going to be the only two. So you click on that base male, and once that's selected, you can close the browser because you don't need to keep that open. It knows it's selected, and you click the green button here, and it's going to add that anim set to that group. Okay, and then I'm just going to hide these properties again. All right, then I'm going to select on anim, and I'm going to press the enter key, and when I do that, it's going to bring up a list of animations for this character that I can use, and it's a big list, and I don't want to sit here and, pick one and try to figure out, what the best animation is. We need a way to preview that animation. So if I pick some arbitrary animation and, I don't want to sit here and do this all day to find what's the best animation. So fortunately, there is a animation preview in the content browser. Just double click on the anim set, and it'll bring up the character, and you'll see up on the left there are some tabs. There's mesh and anim and morph. We're only interested in these two right now, mesh and anim. So in the mesh, you can change it to your character, which is Cathode, which is right there. So Cathode, okay. And then switch on over to the anim tab, and that's going to show the animations in a list. All right, and all you need to do now is click one, select one, if you will, like that. Press the loop key. Oh, well, you press the play key and then press the loop key. And that loop key is just going to make sure it loops over and over again. So what you can do now is you just select any animation in the list, and he'll just start doing it, and you don't have to press that play button every time, which is kind of handy. I know the animation that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and I'm going to select from the list running forward rifle, run forward rifle, there it is. Okay, all right, so that creates a short, half a second run loop, and you can very easily set that animation to looping by right-clicking on the animation, say set looping. Now he's going to run in place, and now all we have to do is add the movement track, add the keyframe to the movement track to where we want his final destination to be. So I'm going to scroll out here to 10 seconds. I'm going to add a keyframe. All right. And if it's not exactly at 10 seconds like you want it to be, you can right click on it and you can go to set time, which I will do any second. So right click, set time, set it to 10 seconds exactly. Okay, and now I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm just going to move him where I want him to go in that 10 seconds. So he's going to go from there to like there. All right. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Just go ahead to the next one, and we'll pick it up from here. All right, thanks.